If you give Shadowstone a peanut butter sandwich, does she control the weather?
Welcome back to the Kieran Show. My name's Kieran, his name is Kieran, and today's video we're doing the world's best. No, we're not doing any more ranking videos. For a hot minute anyway. I think we've seen
ranked everything.
Everything has been ranked to such an extent there's now no more cavalry for me to put in a box. Or the wrong box.
Small spoilers though, I did come up with a concept for every army's best blade guard though. It's coming.
God. Just cannot stop
give the people what they want.
Yeah, well luckily in this video there's only going to be one blade guard and that's Commander Farsight. We're doing a hobby check-in of sorts / showcase because the T'AU are done.
Yeah, people asked about the T'AU a little while back, didn't they?
They did.
And one person.
And the fists.
They're done. 1,000 points.
They're not. That's not done. That's not finished.
They're like 1,500 points now. Heavy Intercessors went up.
True enough. True enough. So at the beginning of 10th edition, for those who've been with us for, well, since then, 3 years ago.
All 7 of you.
All 7 of you. Well, we love you guys. Unbelievable that you stuck around. We started armies at the beginning of 10th edition. Kieran started with his Fist of the First Templar, and I started with T'AU.
Yes.
And now we're almost at the end of 10th edition, and I've sort of almost finished. I say almost. I have finished. I've got over 2,000 points. It's definitely playable.
What have you got left to paint?
No,
the Storm Surge.
Yeah, it's the Storm Surge, which is very, very, very big. And since T'AU are suddenly pretty great with points changing. Well, what's crazy actually, just quick interjection with rules. I thought T'AU were pretty good anyway.
No one enjoyed playing them though.
I did.
It's because you like numbers.
I mean, I had a good time playing them, and then they just went, well, this army rule's really complicated, let's make it super, super easy. And I went, oh. What's
even funnier though is we played a game the other week and you played with the new Space Wolves books, and it's the most fun I've ever seen you have with Warhammer, so there's clearly nothing fun about T'AU.
No. So the thing I really like about T'AU is that it's like you have to think about absolutely everything you do. So like, do you move, do you shoot, do you fall back, do you go forward, whatever. Like, you always have to be on and think about everything in order to keep it all alive. Whereas with Space Marines, it's oath of moment, burr. And then it's just, that's it. And like, don't get me wrong,
there's more nuances than that.
There isn't. Any Space Marine player that says it's a complicated army, it's not. It isn't.
Fine.
T'AU fans rejoice. Anyway, we're here. So what we're going to do is have a bit of a hobby showcase for the T'AU army and the Farsight enclaves themselves. For those that watched the previous video, the previous check-in on this one, I think that was at 1,000 points.
Yeah, I think you had...
Thingy, skulls.
Yeah, you had a Breachers done, who at the time you were like, you know, fresh face.
Advocate.
Like, these guys are amazing, and you're only just coming around to their trash.
So I really, really like Breachers a lot. And what I said about Space Marines a second ago, being it's super easy to play, part of that was playing against your Space Marines every time. And Strength 6, Damage 1, AP 1 is really good for that rate of fire of attacks against Space Marines until you go, gonna get rid of your AP. And I go, sweet, so I've got nothing. So just lots of whiffed shots. And
yeah, Breachers against Space Marines was hilarious.
Yeah, and it would have been good if I had the AP, but when you removed it, I was like, well.
I mean, even then, it's only 1 AP, Kieran.
True enough. I don't know. It works, but it didn't.
Yeah, and I think you also had the old Riptide done.
Yeah, so I think back then it was the old Farsight I had. I've got a new one.
More on that in a minute.
So a Riptide, a Devilfish, 10 Breachers. There was a Firesight team. There was a unit of Stealth Suits. There's now another unit of Stealth Suits, which is good.
Crisis Suits.
There were 2 units of Crisis Suits, all of which had plasma at the time.
Yeah.
Since then, I've removed 3 of them and added Fusion Blasters onto them instead.
Right.
Yeah, so a little bit of versatility. So some are like anti-elite, some are anti-tank, which is great. So it checks out. Now, there's a lot more to play with. As I mentioned before, there's a brand new Farsight in town. Infinitely better than the last one.
I like the old one.
You prefer the old one?
Yeah.
What to that?
Yeah.
What? No!
Nah, I'm only yanking your chain.
Yeah, good. Because the new one was a real labour of love. I spent ages on that.
Yeah. The new one is better. I mean, For a start, the ankles don't fall apart on this one every time you move it.
Well, funnily enough, we're talking about broken ankles. On the way here, my Riptide broke its ankles. Yeah, it turns out T'AU, don't travel well.
It's like, what's her face from Hercules? Weak ankles.
Oh, Meg.
Yeah.
Megara. Yeah.
Deep cut.
That was a deep cut. Where did that come from? It doesn't matter. But yeah, so Farsight has joined the fray. He has been joined by his queen, Queen Shadow Sun.
I don't think they're king and queen. They don't really.
They should be.
They don't like each other.
They don't know each other as still existing.
There's no law there.
There is. What are you talking about? What? No.
What's the deal with Shadow Sun and Farsight?
So
Educate me.
So years gone by, Farsight was exiled. He went off and then created his own little enclaves. Shadow Sun, back before he got exiled, was put into like a cryo sleep because T'AU only lived for 30 years. So she was put into a cryo sleep. She's come out and gone, where's Farsight? And he's on the other side of the galaxy fighting the wars. And what I would like to happen, I think I've mentioned this in previous videos and live streams or whatever, is for Farsight and Shadow Sun, as the fringes get closer together, them to see each other in the field of battle and be like, you took my breath away, do 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 do, and they'll be like in love, and then that'll be great. And then it'll be King and Queen Farsight, because Shadow Sun will obviously leave the loser Elemental Council.
I hate to say, you're not going to get those books. Not when we can have another 4 or 5 Siege of Terror books.
So since I hate the Siege of Terror crap, just stop, please.
I'm all for it.
Do you want more recycled stories? And everyone's like, yeah, dumb. So
I want to know what happened to the Emperor on the throne. Anyway.
You know what happened, doesn't matter. So, yeah, so in addition to King Farsight and Lady Shadow Sun, we've got some other new units. Starting on the big side, we've got 2 Ghost Kills. Oh my god, babe.
Hate them.
Oh, why? Oh, because of their crazy damage rule.
The damage rule. B, I'm just not jazzed on the minis. Riptide's so much cooler.
So wrong. So wrong.
Have
How could you be so wrong?
Have they got rid of their stupid rule yet?
No. So now we've got better shooting rules and they've still got that.
Hate it.
Yeah. The opportunity to reduce damage to 0 and then choosing which one you can.
Yeah, it's not like it's the first 2, it's you pick each one.
No. That one, please. It's the ultimate troll move, but yeah, Ghost Kills are elite. They're still the best T'AU model in my opinion. Unbelievable.
You got 2 of them.
Viva la Ghost Kills. What do you mean by that? What, I should get a 3rd?
No.
All right. I don't actually want a 3rd anyway, because this army doesn't work very well with 3s. So.
Why?
So I have this argument with everything in Warhammer. So it always is a rule of 3, whatever, like take whatever you want. If something's really good, max out on it. I don't think that's a good way to play.
How many grand tournaments have you won?
0. The thing is, like, I think this army does really well with like pairs of stuff.
We don't need pairs anymore.
What are you talking about?
In the new...
Oh, no, sorry, that's not... I know where your head's at. I'm just talking about, like, 2 of something.
Oh, right.
So I think that it works fine, and because you've got so many different roles within models in T'AU, I think if you max out on something, you're losing in another area, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It felt like I was just talking to a brick wall, so I'm glad that's been confirmed.
I just like 3 of everything.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
3 Redemptors, 3 Land Raiders.
Blade Guard go burr. Yeah, that's it. Sounds about right. But yeah, it's obviously just mentioned a moment ago. We've also got a brand new Riptide as well. He is leaning at the moment.
He's what broke on the way over.
Yeah, Leaning Tower Riptide. So that's fine. So I now have 2 Riptides, which is great. The old Devilfish model, I've managed to magnetize, and I've now got that as a hammerhead as well. So I've got 2 hammerheads, which is very, very fun. They are absolutely crackers. Absolutely crackers. Yeah, the concept of taking something for less than 150 points and
it has a railgun.
A railgun is absolutely crazy work. But yeah, the Farsight detachment with...
Have you painted the platform for the hammerhead yet?
No. So
Boring.
It is boring, for sure. I did make, when I initially built the Devilfish, I built this giant like scaffolding platform for it, and then I think we played 1 game with it with Luton, and I went, no, this is dumb. So I took it down.
Modelling for advantage.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, most of this army is, but I think what's funny is that you've got ghost keels that are modelled for advantage, and because they can't be shot outside of 12 or whatever.
They're like, hello!
I'm just like, no, well, you can see me, but you can't shoot me. So
They're just there like...
Yeah, you will never get this. What else have we got next?
what shaft have you added? Because you only had 10 breaches, I think, last time.
There were only 20 numbers, 10 breaches, and a fire... What's he called?
Firesight team.
No, fire knife?
Cadre.
Cadre Fireblade, nailed it. Thank you. Look at you with T'AU knowledge. I've now got 22 Kroot, which is good. So 20 are the basic ones and then the other 2 characters.
No nips in sight.
No nips in sight. Not a single nip on a Kroot. Leave that for the comments. Yeah, in addition for those Kroot, we've got the Lone Strider, I think it's called. The guy riding the beastie. Oh my god, I'm just not firing at all, and you're just like, I got the knowledge, I've got it all, which is good. So I'm so glad that you're on board because this is unbelievable. And then a Krutox rider as well, which is good. In addition, we've got you saw one broadside last time, which is like the Ronin style with the giant great rail rifle.
You've binned them off now, haven't you? In terms of actually playing them.
Yeah, well, so they weren't very good when, in my opinion, anyway. When you had like singles, but everything had to shoot in pairs. Now they might be pretty good. I don't know. But to join my Ronin rail rifle, I now have Mega Drone, which is one of the sillier kit bashes I've done, but I absolutely love it.
I wouldn't even call it a kit bash.
Why?
It's more like you got your bits box and went...
I'll be honest, that's most of my kit bashes anyway. I'm just like, inspiration will strike!
just covering your hands in Tamiya cement, like rubbing things together like,
was it in Pirates of the Caribbean where Calypso has that bag of bones and I just shake it up and I throw it on the table? That's sort of this. But yeah, so Mega Drone, i.e. the broadside, with loads of different missiles, is mental. It's absolutely mental. So I think this is made from the Pathfinder kit. It's made from spare Crisis bits. What else? The Pathfinder like upgrade kit from that Kill Team set that they did a couple of years back. Yeah, and then some like random terrain bits on the floor. But it's now hilariously one of my favourite models, which is crazy. But
crazy work.
A broadside, indeed.
What about the Rampages? You haven't mentioned them. What did you?
I haven't actually painted them up yet. The Krutox Rampages. I would like Combat T'AU, but
it doesn't work when there's only one unit of them.
No, it doesn't. You do need at least a unit of 6. In order to make them really work. I would argue that what could be quite fun is if you had like 1,500 points of like really heavy hitting T'AU, a couple of units of like 10-man Kroot squads for objectives, and then 2 units of 6 Rampagers to just run up the field and attack stuff. Yeah. I think that could be really good fun, but again, it's lots of Kroot that could just die really quickly. So that could be a bit of a bummer.
There's also Rattlings in this army.
There is a Rattling indeed.
Is it Guevesa?
Guevesa. So I remember, when was this? A few months back?
You were peddling this hard, like there should be Guevesa.
Guevesa.
In the T'AU armies.
Yeah, I didn't want to paint up more Imperial Guard. I think that was it. At the time, I was like, this is sick. And then I was like, oh, it's just so much work. And I just genuinely don't care. Which is hard, but, you know, it is what it is. I was kind of leaning towards, you know, like the Subductor squads, the shotgun squads from the Imperial Navy. Like
by RBTs?
Yeah, exactly. I think they'd look really cool in T'AU colours. So might do those for another unit of breaches one day. That could be fun. But yeah, anyway, the Rattling.
Not on the channels funds, you're not. I won't allow it.
I will not allow this. But yeah, the Rattling came from the Kill Team set. What was that? I can't remember the one. Brittle Cannon? Brittle Cannon, that was what it was called.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, nailed it. So yeah, so I've turned him into a dog-loving, drone-loving Guevesa. I'd probably use him as a Firesight team, maybe.
With his hairy feet.
With his hairy feet, indeed. I did have a fun idea of turning Rattlings into Pathfinders, so having like a Rattling but Guevesa squad as Pathfinders instead.
Stop it.
But that's fun! I think that would be really cool. And I know that anybody else that saw them would be like, are those hobbits? I'd be like, yes. Yes, they are. But yeah, so that's a good time. In addition, we've got some new stealth suits using the super old metal ones.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Weird? Why is it weird? You just, I don't know what it is with your love. Oh, hold on. For somebody that poo-poos T'AU, you've just ruled off like, what is it, 3 different units of Kroot?
You're forgetting how much time I have to spend on the Warhammer website taking pictures of the minis and then chucking them through background removes. Crisis suits.
Crisis suits, so they've remained the same. So as we mentioned a little bit earlier, so they have just gone through some weapon swaps, so they are slightly different, so will look a little bit different to the last check-in. And then to round off, the anti-Blood Angels character, the Darkstrider. When you have an inbuilt, you cannot deep strike within 12, that is the funniest thing in the world for an all-infantry Blood Angels list.
Not when it contains Inceptors and you go, cool, I don't need to come down that close.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But that was just like,
no! You're like, no, don't do that. I was like, okay, I'll come here, plasma. See you later.
I guess I'll kill you anyway. But yeah, so it's been a right old time, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And now, what's crazy is that the army's sort of done, so I don't have to worry about anything else. And if you remember back along, I think I'm going to ask you, because I know that you've taken them down, the videos and the sort of pledges we made for 10th edition, that's a big tick.
Shh, I haven't done any of mine.
Yeah, I know. I think your initial pledge for 10th edition was Tyranids. Yeah.
And only one new army.
Oh my God. What's that been since the beginning? Tyranids, Fists,
Blood Angels,
Krieg, Eldar.
Eldar doesn't count. That was a joint.
Shut
That was a
up,
joint thing.
Shut up, because you've acquired so much more Eldar. So that's already 5. You've then got Emperor's Children and then Space Wolves. So one army you wanted this edition.
No, I don't remember that.
Because you got 7. 7. Yeah, that's absolutely bananas.
7 bits of armies.
I mean, yeah, it's all that until you actually complete an army, so that's good. Oh, no, tell me.
In fairness, there's only like 1 or 2 of them I actually have like an amount of points in. Like I don't have like Krieg, I don't have 2,000 points unpainted. Most of my Krieg army is painted.
I mean, anybody that does have 2,000 points of Krieg deserves a medal. I mean, that is just one hell of an attribute.
At least 75% of the Eldar army is painted because we painted it in a challenge.
Yeah, that's true. Got roped into that one as well, which is good.
We both did because they voted for it.
That's true. So maybe it's your fault that Kieran has another army he might not have wanted before.
I'd say not wanted.
So it's either 7 but still 6.
It's more like 5.
What else would you reduce from that list?
Well, Blood Angels is complete.
But it's still an army that you started.
And finished.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, so it means that this one is done, and I can look forward to some other armies to play in 11th edition when that rolls around. So I think for the rest of 10th, I'll still rock the T'AU, still keep playing this. And
Can't wait for you to retire them. I should have like fun games of Warhammer again, not with
Rare
rifle.
That's not what it's like.
Yes, it is. I'm going to attack the ghost king. And you're like, no.
No, sorry. I mean, you know how they play, you know what the rules are, and you still go, I'm going to shoot this, and I go, no, and you go, oh, why? I'm like, it's like the 20th time you played them.
I'll tell you what would be a really good counter for them, hilariously, is the Fist of the First Templar army.
Yeah.
Because that just stands still. You come at it and like
to be
damage 2 on most things now as well.
Something I found with this list specifically is everything's very, very fast, and because of Farsight's detachment, everything gets assault for the first 3 battle rounds, and everything gets lethal hits. So I'm just running at you, which is not very T'AU in the first 3 rounds.
I mean, to be fair, the way to beat this army is you ignore it for 3 turns.
Yeah, that has happened a couple of times, and it's really been like a pants down moment. Yeah, that was rough. But to be fair, every other game, I'm just like long bomb charge, like run as fast as I can and hope that it works out. And 9 times out of 10, it does. So that's pretty good.
Well, if you see this army at an event, sorry.
R.I.P. But yeah, no, I think T'AU are really fun, and I understand why people don't like them, especially after been playing them and realising quite how potent they are. But
they're not as busted as they used to be.
No,
like a few editions back, they were.
Yeah, I still think that T'AU are really, really strong. But going back to what I said before, I think having the options of like, I don't know, 27 crisis suits or something, sounds really good, but it might not be as good as you think it is. So having like a little bit of everything has worked out quite well for me anyway. But
should we close this out with what you're going to add to the army to finish it?
I would. So between now
The
and
Storm Surge.
yeah, between now and the end of the edition, I would like to do a T'AU commander that I've been doing. I'd like to do a Riptide, and then
3
that'll probably be
Riptides.
it. Huh? Oh no, pardon me, a Storm Surge.
I was going to say, your rule of 2, and then you're like, oh, another Riptide.
I'll get another one. Yeah, and so Storm Surge and then the commander, and I think that'll probably be it done for the...
And the Rampages.
No, because I need more than 3, so yeah. It just feels like a waste of money at the moment. If I'm not going to play them, and I'm probably not going to get them all painted and done by the end of the edition, I was like, it seems like a waste of money. So just stick with the Storm Surge that's built already, so I can just finish painting that, finish the commander, and then just call that for the edition, which is good.
Can't wait for T'AU to get all new units next edition. It's all refreshed, and you're like,
damn it. Well, to be fair, what is quite nice about these editions is having done this for the whole of 10th means that I'll be painting something else for the whole of 11th edition, which is cool.
yeah, because just on it as well, you'll have finished your 1,000 Suns in 10th as well.
Yeah, so that's my ambition for next time. So I think all through 9th and the beginning of 10th, I played Chaos Space Marines. So all the way through or for the majority of this edition, I've played with T'AU, which is good. And I think by that point, the 1,000 Suns will be done, and I'd quite like to perfect them over 11th and get really good.
So what we're saying is we need to find a new army for you in 11th edition to make.
Well, we might be doing a brand new series at the start of next year. We're doing Tale of Two Heretics now. It might be a Tale of Two Loyalists at the beginning.
Raptors!
Oh my god! Moderate!
I've picked already!
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, a Tale of Two Loyalists could be a very real thing. I'm surprised you didn't go Sisters, to be fair.
I've got to paint Space Marines, Kieran.
Yeah, I suppose there's logic there somewhere.
I
You
don't know.
bloody love power armor.
Raptors are cool.
I mean, you can't dispute it. Raptors are cool.
What would you do for that?
I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think I'd quite like to do Custodes.
So the army that contains 4 models and you'll complete it in a week. There's my 11th edition army.
I mean, I'd get to play it very fast. But, yeah, I don't know. I think if you're doing Space Marines, I wouldn't really want to do Space Marines as well.
No, you could do.
What?
You could finish my Krieg army.
That seems terrible. I'm not going to endorse your bad decisions by doing it for you. That seems terrible. But yeah, no, I
Let you
think
play with them.
I think it might be Custodes. I quite like the idea of having, I mean, as the T'AU have already suggested, and every other army I tend to do, it'll be edgelord for life, and it'll be kitbashed in such a way that it's
Emo
like...
Custodes doesn't go though.
I think it will. Imagine if you mixed like Trench Crusade and Custodes, and then came up with this like horrible grimdark baby.
No.
It can be done, and it will be. Are you saying now it won't work?
I don't like the idea of it.
I'm running. If you hate it, which means I love it, and it's going to be great. So
Fine. It's your funeral.
can't wait, buzzing. But yeah,
Let us know down in the comments what you think of the fish people.
Indeed. If you'd like some fish people of your own, go click the links down below as well. That'd be absolutely bloody wonderful. And a huge thank you to the list of Kierans on the left-hand side. You are our Farsight enclaves. All of you. And you filthy heretic. Away. Shoo now.
I'm a loyal son of the Emperor. You're the Xenos filth.
Xenos filth. Excuse me. But yeah, anything else to say about the T'AU other than they're the best army ever and you love them?
Oh, I can't wait to stop hearing about them.
But yeah, no, if you see it as a future event between now and the end of 10th edition, and you see the T'AU, and you see
Just
us,
remember, run away for three turns and you win.
yeah, if you fight me in turn 4 and not a moment before, you'll probably win. But yeah, there's the secret sauce, and peace and love, bye.
Boy.
Bye.